Well, good afternoon, guys. We are back, and again, thank you for joining me. We got a lot more to cover. This is another headline I am going to leave down in the description box below, where this is absolutely going to blow your mind, guys. Here, where the headline reads, YouTube censors video of California doctors calling for reopening of country. That is correct, guys. As we know, there is another rally currently taking place in the streets of North Carolina as we speak. I think Mind of Jamal is currently covering that now. And again, this Friday we are planning on rallying / protesting here in the downtown area as well. So you guys want to look for that as well this coming Friday again. But moving on, guys. This just doesn't make your blood boil. I don't know what does, guys. I mean, these are doctors who are calling for the reopening of the country. If anybody would know more about what's going on with this coronavirus thing, it would be doctors, not the media, because the media, as I've said before in some previous videos, are the ones that are just spreading all the fear and the hype and everything. And and as I've said before, why do you think everybody was out there panic buying in the first place? It's all the media, guys. That's what they do to it's what they do for ratings and whatnot, okay? But moving on, again, I apologize. The article here reads, YouTube has taken down a video of two doctors from Bakersfield, California, who held a press conference calling for the reopening of the country. According to Google-owned video platform, the doctors violated community standards. I don't understand what community standards could they have violated by calling for the reopening of the country, guys. It just doesn't make any sense. But this is the reality of the whole thing. Given, Google is owned by, YouTube is owned by the Google platform, and a majority of the people that work for Google, I'm sure, most of them are far liberal Democrats or whatever, I'm pretty sure of, especially, California, or, some call it Commeyville. But again, moving on here, where the article further reads, the doctors Dan Erickson and Artin Masihi, I know I'm mispronouncing that, operate out of an urgent care clinic in Bakersfield, citing facility statistics in California. The doctors argued that the Chinese virus has proven less deadly than anticipated. Well, of course, guys. I mean, again, it's all media propaganda. Once again, we have 39.5 million people. If we just take a basic calculation and extrapolate that out of that equates to about 4.7 million cases throughout the state of California, said Dr. Erickson, which means this thing is widespread. That's the good news. But he goes to further state here, we've seen 1,227 deaths in the state of California, with possible incidence of prevalence of 4.7 million. That means you have a 0.03 chance of dying from COVID-19 in the state of California, according to the doctor's statement here. Where it further reads, the doctors made their case in a 50-minute press conference, which was uploaded to YouTube. The Google-owned video platform has since taken the video down, replacing it with a message stating that the content violated the community standards. Once again, guys, it just absolutely no fair at all. And again, this is a huge violation of our First Amendment rights, the violation of free speech. And how is calling for the reopening of the country a violation of community standards? I just don't get it, especially when there's far more stuff, being said all over YouTube than anything else now going on. And it just doesn't make any sense at all. Like, for example, with this whole COPA thing now, you have to decide again, whether or not are your videos kid friendly. And of course, if you don't, after so long, your video will be taken down, of course. But either way, that's another story for another time again. But this just is unbelievable, guys. But here the article further reads, 23 ABC News Bakersfield, the news station that uploaded the video, confirmed that the first part of the press conference is no longer available on YouTube. The news station said it has submitted an appeal to YouTube but has yet to hear back. Well, gee, I wonder why, guys. It's unfair what's going on. You cannot make this stuff up, guys. And again, if anybody will know what's going on when it comes to this virus, it would be the doctors, guys, because they are the ones taking time out of their lives to work to try to save people's lives. And I'm sure they got they're constantly put in high risk situations, guys, but in reality, none like this, unfortunately. But that's the reality of this pandemic, okay? But again, it just doesn't make any sense. But the article here further reads, in the video, which has been re-uploaded to other channels as well as the other video hosting platforms, Dr. Erickson said that the focus on the coronavirus was drawing medical resources away from other urgent problems. Of course, as of right now, doctors are not allowed to work on people with non-essential emergency surgeries or whatever. So if you need surgery and it's considered non-essential, you're fine. They're not going to do surgery on you, even though in fact that you need the surgery anyways, because they're too busy with this whole COVID-19 issue. I think it was yesterday somebody had said via social media that even if you're sick or whatever and you need to go to the hospital, doctors are not going to see you or whatever because you're not a COVID-19 patient. So that just doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Like, how is that even possible? Unless you probably call an ambulance for yourself, then yeah, maybe. But I heard one case where here someone was in the hospital or whatever, but it took him at least almost an entire day just to be seen by a doctor, and at least another several more hours to finally get a room, guys. But moving on, but the article here further reads, when I talk to ER physicians around the country, what's happening? Well, because COVID has become the focus, people with heart disease, people with cancer or hypertension and various things that are critical are choosing not to come in based on fear. Of course, because again, it's the media. It's the propaganda that they're spreading, guys. Not that, this isn't a real serious issue or whatever, but it's just the fact that the media is, feeding off of it and feeding people fear, again, because this is what they do, guys. But moving on again, where the article reads, the American College of Emergency Physicians and the American Academy of Emergency Medicine jointly and emphatically condemn the recent opinions released by Dr. Daniel Erickson and Dr. Artin, I apologize. These reckless and untested musings do not speak for medical societies and are inconsistent with current science and other situations regarding COVID-19 or whatever the case may be. But let me see, what do we have? Breitbart, of course, Breitbart News, from what it says here, Breitbart has reached out to Google for a comment. But this is all we know as of right now, guys. These doctors have been censored. This is no fair at all. For simply asking to reopen the country. I mean, come on now, man. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, guys. But again, it just goes to show just what the amounts of damage the media have done to this country right now with the hype and the fear-mongering once again, guys. But of course, we're going to continue to monitor this. But if we happen to have any more breaking news, I will do my very best to get that to you. But with that being said, for those of you watching for the first time, please do feel free to subscribe and be sure to hit that little bell so whenever a video is uploaded, you will be notified. But with that being said, everyone, God bless, and please do stay tuned.